Good morning to all students. So today topic is pain, which is under the disaster management unit only. Definition of pain: it can be described as unpleasant sensory and the emotional experiences associated with actual or the potential tissue damage. सेंसरी एंड इमोशनल एक्सपीरियंस क्यों बोला है? बिकॉज आवर बॉडी इज एबल टू सेंस, हमारे जो सेंसरी नर्व एंडिंग से दे आर एबल टू सेंस द पेन एंड वी आर able to express the feeling of the pain also. Or it can be described as pain as a complex phenomena that can impact a person's psychosocial, emotional and the physical functioning. पेन क्या एक ओवरऑल फिनोमिना है जो हमारी साइकोसोशल, इमोशनल एज वेल एज द आउटर फिजिकल फंक्शनिंग को अनस्टेबल कर देता है. Next is the effect of pain. What can be the physiological effect of pain on our different body system? First is the CNS, that is central nervous system. There will be increased sympathetic activity, hypergeusia and the chronic pain. Hypergeusia means that our sensory system is able to increase sensitivity towards pain, and there will be increased sympathetic activity because if there is particular area there is chronic pain, and automatically the cells of that area will get to damage because of the lack of the deprivation of the oxygen. So automatically our brain will pass the signal to have the flight and the fight condition for that, and it will automatically affect our heart, and there will be the increased heart rate which causes the vasoconstriction of the vessels, and automatically there will be more blood supply to that area. In the endocrine, increased stress hormone, ACTH का लेवल बढ़ जाएगा, कैटाबॉलिक स्टेट, हाइपरग्लाइसीमिया, इम्यूनोसप्रेशन. In the cardiovascular system, because of the increased sympathetic activity there will be increased heart rate, BP, and because of that there can be the risk of the myocardial ischemia. Respiratory system, inability of the cough and the deep breath, lung collapse and the lung infection, it occurs in the if there will be more and more chronic severe pain. GIT, there will be the increased activity of the PNS, nausea and the vomiting. In the genitourinary, urine retention is there, and in the musculoskeletal, delayed ambulation, because of which DVT can occur. Types of pain, that is acute pain versus the chronic pain. I think you people must be knowing the difference between both of this. Acute pain which occurs immediately and it is of short duration and often resolves quickly, whereas chronic pain it is mostly associated with a disease condition and prognosis is also very poor. Types of pain. Pain is divided into two types, acute versus chronic. Example of acute pain: post-surgical pain, headache and trauma. Chronic pain is divided into four types: nociceptive, neuropathic, mixed and the visceral. Nociceptive means any noxious stimuli that has the ability to have the damage to your afferent nerve fibers. Example, you can take the osteoarthritis or the rheumatoid arthritis. Now the neuropathic pain, that is related to your somatosensory system, means related to your sensory as well as your nervous system. So it is divided into two types, central and the peripheral. Central, related to your brain. So the post stroke pain, multiple sclerosis, spinal cord injury, phantom pain. And next is the peripheral pain, post hepatic neuralgia, diabetic neuropathy, HIV related neuropathic pain. Mixed pain, it is the combination of both the nociceptive as well as the neuropathic. So lower back pain, cancer, fibromyalgia is the example. Visceral, that mainly target your visceral organs like the GI tract or any internal organs. Example are pancreatitis, inflammatory bowel syndrome. Pathway of the pain transmission, mainly divided into four phases: transduction, transmission, perception and the modulation. Mainly in the transduction, any noxious stimuli like the surgical pain, incision, burn injury mainly transmit the pain through the primary afferent nociceptors which are present all over your body. and it can be of two types. A delta fibers means they are myelinated, as well as the transmission procedure in these fibers is very fast, and C fibers, they are unmyelinated and process is also slow. So mainly these nociceptors, they produce this inflammatory mediators like prostaglandin, substance P, bradykinins, interleukins, which causes the tissue swelling. So this phase is known as the transduction. Next, the message will be transmitted from this afferent fibers towards the dorsal horn of your spinal cord, and this phase is known as the transmission. Why the message is sent to the dorsal horn? Because mostly the sensitive fibers are present in the dorsal side of your spinal cord, and this is the gray matter, outside is the white matter. So this will transmit the information from the spinothalamic tract, because message is transmitted towards the thalamus, also known as the thalamocortical projection, towards the cortex or the thalamus of your brain. During this process, some excitatory substance will also release to enhance the pain. So when it reaches to the brain, this process is known as the perception. So this whole mechanism, this is known as the ascending pathway. So after that, when the pain will perceive by our brain, then some inhibitory process will also occur. So the pain, some inhibitory process will occur that will causes the descending fibers to send the message from the brain towards the dorsal horn of your spinal cord, and this phase is known as modulation phase. During this procedure, some inhibitory substance will release like serotonin, norepinephrine, opioids, GABA, somatostatin, and so on, to cause the relaxation in the procedure of the. Next is your neuropathic pain. In the previous slide, we had discussed about the normal nociceptive pain mechanism, any noxious stimuli because of which, and this is the neuropathic pain, which includes your peripheral as well as the central nervous system. So if there is a problem in the any peripheral system, suppose the blood supply around that, they are not properly supplying the blood towards these nerves, or any injuries occurring, so the injury, it will cause the accumulation of the sodium channels more. सोडियम चैनल एक्यूमुलेशन होने के कारण देयर विल बी लोअर थ्रेशोल्ड, लोअर depolarization will occur. अगर depolarization कम होगा then the message will not be transferred towards this dorsal horn of your brain. So this includes your peripheral system. And if there is no any injury but injury towards your, अगर जो स्पाइनल कॉर्ड जो मैसेज फिर यहाँ पे मैसेज पहुँच गया, फिर जो स्पाइनोथैलेमिक ट्रैक जो मैसेज लेके जा रहा है ब्रेन में, अगर वहाँ पे सेंट्रल कॉज है कोई आपका, if there is any central sensitization occurs towards the brain, means the hyper excitability of the central neurons in the spinal cord. यहाँ से जो आपके जो न्यूरॉन्स जा रहे हैं वहाँ पे हाइपर एक्साइटेबिलिटी होगी है, जो आप यहाँ से जो न्यूरॉन्स जो आपके ब्रेन की तरफ जा रहे हैं. सो दैट कैन बी योर सेंट्रल मैकेनिज्म. तो इस मैकेनिज्म में ब्रेन की तरफ जाने में या फिर यहाँ पे, ये तो आपका पेरिफेरल हो गया, और जो टूवर्ड्स द ब्रेन है दैट इज योर सेंट्रल मैकेनिज्म. सो ऑटोमेटिकली इट रिजल्ट्स इन द न्यूरोपैथिक पेन. इन द सेंट्रल मैकेनिज्म देयर विल बी, यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा था, सोडियम चैनल्स एक्यूमुलेशन हो रहे थे, यहाँ पे बेसिकली आपके कैल्शियम चैनल्स एक्यूमुलेट ज़्यादा होते हैं. सो किसी भी पाथवे से हो तो इट कैन कॉज एज द न्यूरोपैथिक पेन. Now the concepts related to your pain, the hypergelsia or hyperpathia, इसका मतलब है it is used to denote the heightened response towards the pain stimuli. जो extreme response आता है towards your pain stimuli, that is known as the hypergelsia. Next is known as allodynia, that is non-painful stimuli produce pain. Non-painful stimuli means जो स्टिमुलाई जिससे हमें पहले पेन नहीं होता था लेकिन अभी कुछ टाइम से पेन होने लग गया है. जैसे आप एग्जांपल ले सकते हो एक सनबर्न का. ज़रूरी नहीं हमारी स्किन पहले सेंसिटिव हो टूवर्ड्स द सन, लेकिन बाद में ड्यू टू इंक्रीज इन द टेम्परेचर आवर skin becomes sensitive towards the sun, so that causes ultimately sunburn. So वो stimuli जो था पहले हमारे लिए painful नहीं था ना, but now it is painful for our body. So that is known as the allodynia. Next is the dysesthesia, that is the unpleasant abnormal sensation. This is the gate control theory. It was given by Melzack and Ball. So that's why they have given the name the gate control theory. In this, the gate control theory, it mostly describes like when a noxious stimuli is coming. जब भी noxious stimuli आ रहा है, then the afferent nerve fibers, they will be detecting the pain sensation, and like the A delta fibers and the C delta fibers of the peripheral nerves, they will detect the pain sensation from the noxious stimuli. और ये क्या करते हैं, they are taking towards the dorsal horn, and then from the dorsal horn they will meet at a center that is known as substantia gelatinosa. Dorsal horn noxious stimuli afferent fibers लेके जाते हैं dorsal horn पे, and they are meeting at the center substantia gelatinosa. वहाँ से आपके दूसरे नर्व फाइबर्स ओरिजिनेट होते हैं एंड दे विल टेक दी सिग्नल्स टूवर्ड्स द ब्रेन. सो जहाँ पे ये मीट कर रहे हैं सब्सटेंशिया जेलेटिनोसा, वहाँ पे दैट सेंटर दैट विल एक्ट एज अ गेट. वहाँ पे वो गेट कंट्रोल थ्योरी बोली है, तो इसलिए वहाँ पे दे विल बी द सेकेंड नर्व दैट विल बी एक्टिंग एज अ गेट कीपर. जहाँ पे जो दूसरी नर्व आ रही है जो आपको ब्रेन तक सिग्नल्स लेके जा रही है, वहाँ पे एक गेट की तरह वो एक काम करता है, एंड समटाइम इट विल नॉट ओपन दैट गेट, सो दैट्स वाई आवर पेन सेंसेशन विल बी रिड्यूस्ड. Peripherally large diameter A delta fibers, which typically send message of touch, warm or cold temperature, have an inhibitory effect. Inhibitory effect कहाँ से कब आएगा, जब आपकी जो दूसरी नर्व फाइबर्स है जो सब्सटेंशिया जेलेटिनोसा पे है, दैट विल सेंड सिग्नल टूवर्ड्स द ब्रेन. वहाँ पे वो गेट कीपर का ऐसा काम करेगा और वो जो है सिग्नल्स पास नहीं होने देगा, and may activate descending mechanism or inhibit the transmission of the pain impulses. वो क्या करेगा, ब्रेन तक पहुंचने नहीं देगा और वहाँ से डिसेंडिंग पाथवे मैकेनिज्म शुरू हो जाएगा जो कि इनहिबिट करवा देगा आपका पेन इम्पल्सेस को. फर्दर देयर आर डिफरेंट पेन असेसमेंट स्केल. फर्स्ट इज द न्यूमेरिक रेटिंग स्केल. सेकेंड इज द वॉन्ग-बेकर फेसिस पेन रेटिंग स्केल. This is the face pain scale. It is known as revised face pain scale. Verbal descriptor scale. Visual analog scale. Next is we will study about the pharmacological pain management. So it can be divided into the local anesthetic, salicylates, non-salicylates, and the opioid. First is the local anesthetic. We can take the 5% lignocaine patch, which contains approximately 700 mg of the lignocaine and should be applied to the intact skin. And almost 3% is absorbed, and 1 to 3 patches once a day for 12 hours can be used. Under the pharmacological, salicylates versus non-salicylates drugs can be given. इनका काम क्या है कि मेनली दे आर इनहिबिट्स द प्रोडक्शन ऑफ द प्रोस्टाग्लैंडिन विच इज रिलीज्ड मेनली इन द फर्स्ट स्टेप ऑफ द ट्रांसडक्शन. सो प्रोस्टाग्लैंडिन दे आर मेनली formed when the phospholipase breaks down into phospholipids and into the arachidonic acid. So mainly the enzyme cyclooxygenase, which is also known as COX, it act on the arachidonic acid to produce prostaglandins. So the drug, mainly the drug that is the acetaminophen PCM, which is a COX inhibitor, which is cyclooxygenase inhibitor, it can be given, or the non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs such as ibuprofen, aspirin, they can be given. It has both the effects, anti-inflammatory, analgesic, as well as the antipyretic effects, and they mainly interfere with the working of the cyclooxygenase. Other drugs like the opioids can be given. Under the opioids, morphine, phentermine, pethidine, pentajocin drugs can be given. This is the dose of the opioid drugs. IV dose is given, and on the other side oral dose is given. Next is the patient controlled analgesia. This is mainly used for the patient controlled analgesia. Small doses of analgesic drugs, they are administered IV to the patient, and through this infusion we can give the basal infusion, or the bolus infusion can be given. And overdosage is avoided by limiting the amount and the number of the bolus in a set period of time. Like the syringe pump we are using, it is a machine similar to like that. In this, whenever and it can be operated by the patient himself also. Whenever we just do the setting in this analgesic machine, and when the patient feels pain, it can turn the machine on, and the limited amount which is set in the machine, that machine will automatically provide the medication to the patient. Next is the under the interventional therapy, epidural anesthesia and the spinal anesthesia. Through this also analgesic effect can be there. So the difference between the both, first is the spinal anesthesia. It is given below the L1 and L2 space where the spinal cord ends, whereas in the epidural at any level of the vertebral column. In the spinal anesthesia subarachnoid space, mainly we do the puncture of the dura mater of the spinal cord, and in this it is given in the epidural space between the ligamentum phalluum and the dura mater. In this third point, the identification of the subarachnoid space, when we identify the subarachnoid space, then only we will give the spinal anesthesia to the patient. And in this, mainly the identification of the peridural space using the laws of the resistance technique. लॉस ऑफ द रेजिस्टेंट टेक्निक मीन्स जब हमें पेरिड्यूलर स्पेस मिल जाती है, आइडेंटिफाई हो जाती है, देन वी जस्ट गिव दी इंजेक्शन टू दी एट दैट पॉइंट. देन हमें एक सडन बैक हम लोग इंसर्ट करते हैं अपनी ड्रग, और हमें एकदम से प्रेशर आता है प्लंजर की तरफ, ठीक है. तो लेकिन जब वो प्रेशर आना बंद हो जाता है यूजिंग द लॉस ऑफ द रेजिस्टेंट टेक्निक, देन ओनली वी कैन insert the medication to that space. Now the dose in the spinal anesthesia 2.5 to 3.5 ml bupivacaine. In this 15 to 20 ml bupivacaine can be given. Onset of action is more rapid in spinal, whereas it is slow in epidural. And density of the blockage, it can more densely block the our lower parts of the system, and it is less dense. Hypotension can occur in spinal anesthesia rapidly, whereas in epidural it is slow. Headache is the more common complication in the spinal anesthesia, where it is in the epidural it is less common. So I hope you understand the topic of the pain. What is pain? What are the different types of the pain? What is the effect of the pain, and how we can manage if the patient has the pain. So this completes your topic.